Big rings, 2 of those. Superbowl, yeah. Lot of money, lot of hoes. Yeah. Lot of money, yeah. Big 40 nigga play with me. Feeling like I won an AFC. Ram truck to get from A to B. Still winning what they hate to see.
Word. Shout out to the KC. Shout out to the Chiefs. Shout out to my Eagles too. I mean, I'm talking shit. I'm a Jets fan. But shout out to Conway on that. He probably made a couple stacks off of that. He hype. That's a new song from Conway Sauce Walker. What's good, my peoples? We are back. OSNV.
We're back for the new. You know,
Word.
What's good? What's the latest?
Did you see that the Super Bowl? Did you get a chance to watch it?
No. I saw. I know the Chiefs won. I know that there was some questionable calls, and the Eagles felt like Eagle fans felt like they got jerked around a little bit. And that's the extent. That's the whole extent of that game.
You know me, I'm a fair weather fan. So it's like I watch. I mean, I prefer playing them, but when it's time for like the playoffs or Super Bowls or the main games, I'm watching it. So I watched that.
I saw the game last year. I like watching Super Bowl games. I don't know if we were watching something else.
And then the halftime show. Did you at least catch that?
I saw the halftime show because wifey wanted to see Rihanna. But
what you think about that?
It was crazy. Like she was like on this elevated platform, right? And then I'm texting my daughter. I'm like, yo, is she preggers? I'm telling my wifey, I'm like, yo, is she preggers? And I was
spoiler alert.
Whatever. And we was like going back and forth. No, that's like post-mortem, whatever. And I'm like, no, I think she's pregnant. And I was like, and that took like the highlight of the game. It made front headline news, you know what I mean? Rihanna.
I mean, because it's Rihanna,
Yeah.
So, Pete, this was, I found it interesting.
So she's having back-to-back kitties.
A whole bunch of white costumes, right? You saw that, how everybody had white kind of fluffy, floaty costumes. So that was supposed to portray sperm cells. And she was like the placenta. And they were all, and that was
penetrating her
egg. Exactly. And then her being pregnant. So it was kind of cool. I mean,
you think there was there Illuminati symbolism in this one or what?
Of course there was. I think people do that intentionally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to like do something. There's sometimes, no lie, when I go back, there's certain pictures when I'm like, or like whatever, just in the moment shit, so.
That was the extent. I saw a couple of new movie trailers. You know how they dropped the new movie trailers?
I don't know. Every year, I think the Super Bowl commercials get worse. Seriously.
But not that.
Let me get some water. Yo, X.
That Flash trailer,
Can you give me some water, please?
Did you see that Flash trailer?
Hydrate when you vibrate. Yo, that is... Thank you, sir. Shout out to Xavier. Real quick. Give me a little... Come on, a little cameo, X. Come here for a second.
He was there the whole time before, and now he don't want to show up.
The whole time there. And now it's time for him to get on. He's like...
he's camera shy. Shout out to X, man. He's
Flash.
He's getting big.
Oh,
yo, that Flash. It's crazy, bro. What did you like about the trailer?
Everything. I mean, seeing Michael Keaton. I don't know if that's... Batman line. I think that's going to be Affleck, But
that's...
they also...
Well, they show Batfleck in it. He's in it. But I think Michael Keaton's like the main one.
But then they were there. Not. I didn't mean Affleck. But what's the other dude?
Christian Bale?
They're saying that he may even be in it as well.
That might be a rumor. So, I thought when they showed a homie on the bike, on the unicycle, the one-wheel bike, that was from the Christopher Nolan. Remember, he had that motorcycle. But then they were doing like breakdowns. They were doing breakdowns and they were showing like close-ups.
That's Ben Affleck, right?
Ben Affleck, yeah. But it's crazy. So
I saw that too.
I'm not too familiar with the whole Flash.
Flashpoint? Oh, man.
Yeah, Flashpoint Paradox. So I was going to tell you, I saw the animated movie.
Did you see it?
I did.
Was it amazing?
Check it.
Fucking crazy.
I know it's based on the comics, right? Flashpoint Paradox, where he goes into different timelines to try to save his mom. And so they got the animated movie now. Well, it's been out for a few years, and it's based off of that. So the Flash movie is going to be based off the Flashpoint Paradox, right? And they're going to switch it around a little bit.
That's how they're going to get away with all this resetting
shit,
fucking. Because I'm already over it, man. And at the same time, with this,
but it looks sick, bro. Those visuals look amazing. They look amazing.
Visuals look amazing. The story is amazing. I love that they're already kind of hinting that Flash is gonna. So that blue Flash supposedly is gonna be the bad Flash, or what's his name on?
Oh, okay. Yeah. The yellow Flash.
Yeah, but he has a name anyway, whatever his name is.
Let's call him Yellow Flash.
Facts. But DC got a lot of shit coming too. It has the Lanterns, the Lanterns Corp. That's gonna be a live action series as well.
So we're talking about the James Gunn announcement when he announced his new slate of stuff coming out.
I don't. Yeah. That has.
Is that what you're talking about, the Green Lantern, or you heard something else?
The Green Lantern Corps. No, I think movies are coming out as well, but also on they're gonna have like series, like you see how Loki has his own series. Gonna have some Green Lantern Corps.
Let's run. All right, so let's get on the nerd talk. So James Gunn announced a few days ago his new slate for DC. So they're gonna do, and this is off the top of my head, like I'm not going off a list, so I might fuck something up. He's gonna do movies and shows, right, on WB HBO Max, and so one of the movies he's doing is this new Superman movie called Superman Legacy, right? It's gonna be a younger Superman. It's not gonna be Henry Cavill. I'm over it. I'm like, whatever. I mean, Henry Cavill was the best Superman, I think, ever, but let's see who they get to play the new Superman.
Aside from Christopher Reeves, that's
the OG, right? Like, you gotta show love to the OG. But that's like the old spandex skinny Superman.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Henry Cavill was, you know what I mean?
He was but
and his suit looked ill, like, the suit looked like some alien shit. But what else?
How do you feel about his pecs?
He's got pecs. I mean, not as good as mine, but you got to work a little bit.
He got to work out a little bit more.
You got to work a little bit more. Got to do the park reps.
One thing that loses me a little is that who's going to be his arch rival, or who's like the nemesis in that era? Because we already know it's not going to be like a cliffhanger, like, oh my God, is Superman going to die? No, we know he's not.
They better not kill him again. That would be stupid.
Yeah. If it's not post Doomsday, then he's going to survive every rival he faces. We know that for sure. So it's like, as far as like suspense and plot and like really keep you guessing, I don't really see any opportunity for that. Not that the movie won't be dope. I'm sure if you have a great actor, the acting is going to be amazing. I'm sure that the graphics, the storyline can be great. But for the purists out there who want to see something good and be on the edge of their seats, I don't really see this really like pulling them in or drawing that crowd.
I mean, we'll see. So, all right. So I pulled up the slate that he announced. So you got Superman Legacy, the Lanterns that you were talking about is going to be HBO television series. Focuses on the Green Lanterns heroes, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. So it's going to have both of them.
Did you ever see the Lanterns on HBO? The cartoons?
Animated? Yeah, there's a few of them though.
Son.
Right? There's a few of them.
Crazy. Yeah. And they even break down the Blue Lanterns. That's the strongest out of all of them.
Oh, shit. Not for nothing. I give it like, I'm more of a Marvel guy, but DC has way better animated movies. Right? They got way better animated movies.
Because I'm not going to lie, that Apocalypse, that war, where they killed off.
Sick. And that
was like an end game. That was like an animated end game.
Yo, they were getting bodied, right? They were getting bodied.
Yo, I
Son was killing everybody.
For people out there, y'all gotta watch that shit. That shit was amazing.
Apocalypse. That's a few years old. There's a couple of new ones that came out. There was a new Superman one that came out.
Oh, there's a Superman with Batman, Superboy and Batboy.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was kind of fire.
They had to join forces.
That was fire.
Yeah, they had to join forces. All right, so check it. So there's another movie called The Authority, and The Authority is like kind of like they're like anti-heroes, but they're all superpowered. It's kind of like I don't know too much about
The Boys. Kind of like The Boys.
Kind of like The Boys, yeah. They're kind of like assholes, but they're heroes. I don't know anything about them, but that's going to be a movie. So that might blend in with Superman. They might rival him. You know what I mean? Because they're super powered. Like they're not regular beings.
I'm going to take this back because now that there's a whole multiverse going on, this could be a Superman in a different timeline. So he's going to be exposed to different threats, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to chalk it up to that. So it can be a totally brand new rival, right?
Yeah.
Because it's in a whole different timeline.
All right. So check it. Might as well go through the list. So there's the Batman shit called The Brave and the Bold, which is going to have the Batman family. It's going to have his son.
Everybody,
so Bruce,
right?
So Robin is going to be Damian Wayne, his son, and he's going to be a little asshole. Like he's going to be an assassin.
Because remember, the original Robin is Nightwing.
Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson.
He turned into Nightwing.
He turns into Nightwing.
Then after him, you have
there's another Robin. Yeah,
you have one that turns into
Red Hood. Yep.
Right. He's I think Jason. Right. That's Jason who.
Yeah.
Supposedly Batman didn't help him and the Joker killed him or whatever. And
they did that. They used that in the last season of Titans. Remember?
Yeah, that was dope. I like. Yo, shout out to the Titans too. I love that. That show is amazing.
After this season, it's a wrap. They're gonna wrap it up.
Oh yeah, yes.
He's canceling those shows. Doom Patrol, Titans. It's all a wrap.
I think that same thing they did with Marvel when they cleaned up Daredevil and what was those other ones like
Luke Cage, The Defenders, Jessica Jones. Bro, Daredevil was one of the.
I like Jessica Jones.
Yeah, she's got power. They're bringing back, but I don't think it's gonna be as ill. Oh man, shout out to Spider-Man right there. He did.
Shout out to my dude Spider. Yo, Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse is coming out too, man. Let's
finish this. DC. Let's finish this list. All right. Oh, so that's gonna be sick, right? Because it's gonna be like Batman and his son. Then there's another series called Booster Gold that's about some dude that's coming from the future, and he's fronting like he's got superpowers, but it's all technology from the future. And he's going to be like Deadpool, kind of like he's going to be like, with the jokes and the quips and all that shit.
But then he's also like Mysterio, like he doesn't have any real power.
Right. Like Mysterio. All right. So then Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. That's going to be a take on Supergirl, a new science fiction epic focused on Supergirl who grew up on a chunk of the planet Krypton and watched all of the people around her die. Gunn said she's a much more jaded character than Kal-El, than Superman. So check it real quick. In this Flash movie, you're going to have Supergirl played by this Latina actress. Her name's Sasha Calle. But I don't think she's going to be the Supergirl of this moving forward. I think she's just going to be for that Flash movie. Because apparently, since Henry Cavill is not rocking with DC no more, they're going to use Supergirl in this Flash movie. Because if you remember the animated movie, Superman was in it. Remember? They had to save him. And he was all weak. He was all weak and skinny. He was looking like a crackhead. And once he got to the sun, he got his powers back and shit.
Did you see in the pop moment when Darkseid took Superman and put kryptonite in his blood and made him look like a crackhead? This is in that movie Apocalypse.
Oh yeah. Oh, Darkseid was bodying. So that's why I'm pissed off about the whole Zack Snyder and everything, because he was building up to
this close
to seeing them fight Darkseid and Darkseid's minions. And what's going to happen now? All right, so and then we got some shows. They're going to do Swamp Thing. I don't really care much for Swamp Thing, to be honest. But But yeah, that's
although,
yeah.
On the sidebar, I didn't know how powerful Swamp Thing is, bro. Yo, Swamp Thing taps into the earth.
I'm pretty sure he's got
all green pastures. Picture a whole country. He taps into that kind of power.
All right, so who would win? Who would win between Swamp Thing and Groot?
I think Swamp Thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to play my boy Groot?
I didn't. This is recently, bro. A couple months ago, I saw something about how powerful Swamp Thing is, bro. Because I didn't know he actually has influence over nature and
That's dope. I like that take on it because he's not a villain. He's a monster, but he's not evil.
He's one of those anti-heroes.
Anti-hero. So speaking of Groot,
it'll help you. Yeah.
Speaking of Groot,
he's bodying people in just
the Guardians. So they dropped the new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Let's talk about this fresh margarita.
Oh shit!
That wifey made.
Your boy Groot. So remember in the original Guardians, he was an adult, right? We're gonna nerd out in this episode. Fuck it. We got a little political in the last one.
Shout out to our 15, you know what I'm saying? Our 15 viewers right now.
After this, we're gonna
too. They love
after this, we're gonna double up. It's gonna be 30 viewers.
Facts.
And now we got unlimited time, son. We stepped our game up, son. We got the pro account. We got unlimited time. It's over.
That's what's up.
All right. So I was saying about Groot in the first Guardians, he was an adult. Remember? Then he died. He sacrificed himself. Then in the second one, he was a baby. And then remember in Infinity War, he was a teenager. He was like one of those. Pouty teenagers.
How they kind of
he's been taking his protein shakes. He's been taking his protein shakes. He's Diesel now.
And I seen him that he was always coherent, right? Even though he says Groot for everything, he listens because in this one he's defending, they're fighting. He's following orders kind of stuff,
All right, so here's a question for you.
Yeah.
This is going to be the last Guardians movie. I don't think everybody's going to make it out of this one. So who you think is going to go?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays, man, to be honest, bro.
Everybody comes back, I know. But for the sake of...
they kill off everybody, bro.
And then they bring them back.
Look, we'll go jump right back into that later. But just to give you an example of how it is nowadays. Last of Us, right? We spoke a little bit about that. But the first episode, homie is running with his daughter, and she gets fucking bodied.
Bro, every episode, somebody gets brutal. Somebody.
It's before pre-pandemic, all the shows, fucking the heroes win. Everything was a happy ending. Now it's everything is fucking depressing, gruesome. Niggas die.
It's a sad show. It's a sad show.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You can't be emotionally invested in any
character.
show.
Not even the main character, right?
Well, especially now with his last episode, bro. Yeah. I mean, if you know the game,
spoilers
alert, he survives because in the game,
right.
There's so many levels to this in the game.
Right.
There's so many monsters come, so many activities. But so anyway, back to
have you played the game?
Yeah, man. I think no, but I've seen it. I think your boy. I think Joel. I forgot his name.
Joel Miller
with the gun. He was the son. I'm back in Guardians.
Okay. Back to Guardians.
I just jumped off of that. Yeah.
Okay.
What's his name? With the guns.
Yeah. Star-Lord.
Yeah. I think he may go. You know what I mean?
Really?
I think that
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Damn, what the fuck is his name?
If this is the last episode, if this is the last, you also have to factor in, okay, are they involved in the Secret Wars at all?
Well, I don't put too much stake in the comic outline because if you look at it like that,
anyway, right?
Crazy change it up. Because remember what they did with Civil War. In Civil War, every fucking character was in that shit, and the movie only had not even a fraction. So
I don't mind. I don't mind because
as long as it's done right. Yeah. So back to Garden, I just want to they're gonna have Adam Warlock finally. And Adam Warlock is one of the most powerful beings. And remember, he was one of the main characters.
Is he a Celestial? He's a Celestial, right? Or maybe more than that.
I don't know if he's a Celestial, but he's got super like galactic powers. But in the Infinity War comics, he was one of the main characters.
Speaking of Galactus.
I'm sorry, Infinity Gauntlet comics.
They're gonna redo Silver Surfer too. I hope he's gonna come back up. Yeah, that's gonna be dope, man.
So yeah, I personally feel like Marvel been slipping, and I've been saying this shit. So a lot of people feel that.
Is he the enemy in Galaxy as well?
No, in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Yeah. It's gonna be the High Evolutionary. He's another character. They show in the trailer like him doing experiments on Rocket. So Rocket is a result of his high evolution. He's done experiments on him, whatever. Hey, fuck it, Rocket might die, or Drac. Somebody's gonna die, bro. One of the main characters is gonna die.
Yo, don't wish that upon nobody. Don't put that in.
But they need to put that emotional impact on it, like. When they killed off Tony Stark.
Tony Stark's,
yeah, it was crazy. That's like T'Challa. Right? I mean, T'Challa passed away. Rest his soul. Chadwick Boseman.
I love the humor in Guardians of the Galaxy. I love the humor, bro. It's so funny.
Yeah, and that's so that's James Gunn.
Yeah. Right? Did you see that scene where I forgot her name, but she's talking to Star-Lord about the girl because this is. Star-Lord's girl, what's her name?
Gamora.
Her name is Gamora from a different timeline. So she's not in love with them, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, I can't believe, and he looks at, she's like, Nebula. You sound like you should be more with Nebula, right? And then he looks at her and she's like, don't look at me like that. And he's like, what? I'm just saying your eyes. These eyes, my father took my eyes out and he gave me new ones to punish me. I was like, well, he made a good decision on those eyes.
I think Adam Warlock's he's gonna have a big role in this. But they're gonna wrap it up after this. Because remember, James Gunn, he directed all 3 movies and now he's moving on to DC. He's done with Marvel. So it doesn't make sense unless they do show up in Secret Wars. But as far as this movie, I don't think they're all gonna make it. So speaking of Secret Wars and Kang, we just saw you saw Antman 3.
Yeah.
Quantumania. A bit of a disappointment.
My son loved that. He you know why he loved it? Just because, when they turn giants and he's like, wow, I feel like I'm hugging Godzilla. And my son loves Godzilla, bro.
Yeah,
Godzilla. He's like, oh my God, you said Godzilla. Is Godzilla gonna come out? I'm like, no, Godzilla's not coming out. So yeah, the movie little lackluster, graphics amazing, CGI amazing. I like how they intro Kang. But he doesn't seem that I can see he's super powerful, but I don't see the threat of him yet. You know what I mean? Like
I don't feel that threat. Like remember with Thanos, you felt that. You know what I mean? You felt that threat. Like there was some peril on its way. So with Kang, there's a lot of them. There's a council of Kang, right? There's a bunch of them. He got exiled there.
There's the Pharaoh. There's he's like Rat-Tat-Tat.
Yeah, but why so somebody pointed out in one of the YouTube videos, like, why did you send him, if you exiled him, why'd you send him there with a machine that he could use to escape out of there?
So they sent him there because that was the only way they could send him there was through his own machine. Remember they kind of rigged his that chariot that he's on.
Yeah, the capsule.
How else are you gonna send him? So it's like they had to entrap him, and then they fucked up his core thing.
Yeah.
So it's like what they did to Hulk. Remember when they shipped him out in that?
Yeah.
In that fucking.
So another thing that was kind of like, okay, so they're in a microscopic universe. They're already microscopic, right? And so they turned into giants in there. Because you remember something that didn't make sense to me in the first Ant-Man. Remember he got stuck in there for a bit before he fought Yellow Jacket. at the end. You remember the very first Ant-Man?
Mm-hmm.
He got stuck down there, and then he had to what happened? He used one of those little fucking ninja star looking things that makes you grow bigger. Yeah. So that was his escape out of there. But they were using those things in this movie, like left and right. They were using them. So I don't get it. Isn't it supposed to make you grow out of there? You feel what I'm saying?
Probably more controlled. It probably had different kind of dosages.
Yeah, just stupid little nitpicky things that I didn't like, but I felt
that
like
didn't stand out so much. What did a little was Shorty Rock didn't rock her suit to like the very end. What were you waiting for?
His daughter?
Like, you had like you're almost dead to like pop the suit out. You know what I mean? Like as soon as you're going through that fucking warp shit, I would have.
They wanted his wife. Yeah, he had to save her. Yeah, he had to save her. Yeah, I know so that doesn't make sense. Like, what if he couldn't catch her? She would have. Right? She would have rather just died. I think they did it for the reveal. Like, so I had the suit the whole time.
I thought that's a little bit of lazy writing. Like, come on,
just. I had a lot of lazy writing, bro. There was a lot of plot holes in there.
Yeah, overall, it was fun. These generations are like that, man. All these movies, they'll like cut corners on depth and like character build up and give you more insight and just make them more attractable. And they just want them. They prefer flair. Whatever is just attracted to the eye, or like, oh shit, like, response or culture shock, anything like any kind of shock value is what they aim for instead of
I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
I think that Marvel has lost its magic because Kevin Feige hasn't been able to, he's spread too thin and he's not adding his magic touch to every project like he used to.
Yo, I think that's what it is. X-Men, the second movie, X-Men 2.
Who directed it? I don't know. I don't know who directed it.
Is that Feige?
Well, I mean, Kevin Feige he's not a director. He's a producer. He's the guy behind the scenes, like making sure everything.
Who's behind the X-Men? Because they always separated them. I know it was because they weren't owned completely.
Right. Now they have
Disney.
The rights.
But now they do. So I wonder how they're gonna, because they did play a part in Secret Wars too.
Oh, I think okay, so there's gonna be 2 Avengers movies. So we're officially in phase 5. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Phase 5 was Ant-Man 3.
Loki's coming. Yeah, Loki's coming out too, right?
I'm not too crazy about these shows that much, but I'll watch it.
Loki.
You know what show I'm looking. You know what? Loki's. You know what show I'm looking forward to? Not Secret Wars. Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion.
Who's
Secret Invasion?
Too, right? Which one is that?
Is Nick Fury and the aliens? They're like,
oh yes, because Nick Fury is a fucking. He's an actual alien. He's a what do they call him?
Right. Skrull. He's a Skrull.
Yeah, he's a Skrull.
Well, this might be the real Nick Fury. That shit looks like it's gonna be good. But I think
that's good.
So the 2 Avengers movies is Kang Dynasty, right? They're gonna have to fight Kang Dynasty, and then we got Secret Wars is the second Avengers movie.
I'm sorry, I know we're jumping all over the place, but to backtrack to why you think they sent him to the quantum realm, right? Also, that showed me that they can't kill him. They can't physically kill him.
There's too many of him.
Kill him. No,
there's
but
too many of him.
The one who got exiled. Remember, he's out of everyone, he got exiled.
Right.
So that's to show you his power as well. I mean, you can't kill him. You can't put a bullet through his head.
But they killed him at the end.
You know what I mean?
Spoiler alert.
No, they don't know that. Remember, they made him was telling himself that.
All right, let's put it this way.
Remember, he kept telling himself that, wait, I killed him, right? No, wait, no.
Yeah.
But no, I did good.
But all right,
you really don't know if he did or not.
Okay, he defeated him. Let's put it that way. He defeated him, but he might not be
defeated him.
But again, if this is going to be the next big villain, right? He's got to be worse. He's got to be worse than Thanos. Like, I'm not sold yet. Listen, the actor is sick. Jonathan Majors,
he's good.
Amazing actor. He's going to be in Creed 3. You know that, right?
He's going to
fight.
Again, like, He's not believable to me yet. Even now in there, he did well as an actor. Like but I don't think he really captures that character. Maybe the next one where you see the other variants who are more vicious, right? Because he was humble there too. Remember, he got humbled being there. He had to let homegirl, she schooled him to everything. So that's why he had that respect for her. And that's why he really didn't kill her immediately. Because he saw that he was just blasting away everybody.
What are you talking about? Michelle Pfeiffer, you talking about?
Yeah, how he had a lot of respect for her.
Yeah.
Because when he came there, he was kind of useless. He didn't have.
Right.
Which is, now I want to know what kind of power does he really have aside from, take the technology out? Can we kill him? Can you kill him? And if you could, then why was he just exiled instead of just being killed?
Right. Why? Yeah. Why didn't they just kill him?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
It's a little convoluted.
There must be some kind of hidden. He must have some hidden power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know he's super smart, and he did say he controls time. He has time manipulation, remember?
Oh, so one part that was sick was when he's threatening Scott Lang. He's threatening Antman. He's like, listen, you better go do this shit or else I'm going to kill your daughter and make you relive that moment over and over again. Yeah. That's crazy when he says, like, that sounds threatening. You know what I mean?
That does.
When he says
and that made me feel like, oh, shit. So that's his power. He has time
control over time. So like the time stone. So he's got the time stone.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Avengers, who do you think is going to be the main players now? Because we got the OG squad is pretty much not around anymore. Right.
I think you're going to have this whole ultimate version of Iron Man. So I think either Tom Cruise or they may bring Tony Stark.
We got a new Avengers team now, right? I mean, we don't really have an Avengers team anymore. We got the young kids. Well, they've been setting up all the young kids.
You got Falcon, who's like the new Captain America.
He is the new Captain America. Well, his new movie is called New World Order, by the way.
Yeah, awesome.
Captain America, New World Order.
You got Bucky. Right?
That's not going to have any subliminal shit in it.
Everything is a subliminal. My God, speaking of subliminals, and this is way off track, but that whole White Noise movie.
Let's bring it down. Oh man, that's a great segue.
Did you see?
That's a great segue.
What the fuck? How can you really drop that? And then like that shit just, I mean, it happened. I don't understand. This happened in real life in Ohio.
Chemical.
I don't understand that. And then, prior to the oil spill, they had
chemical spill.
They had the chemical spill. They had a training for that. So, like a couple months back.
Like a training exercise? What do you mean?
Like a training, the same shit that when FEMA holds like just training to see how they'll respond.
I didn't hear. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, this is the shit. This fucking okay. Because people are gonna be like, oh well, there's just trainees or whatever, there's always gonna be those people that just
too much of a coincidence,
whatever they say, but they won't even view it like that. But when you see that shit happen in so many places across the United States, it helped. I mean, you can't help to think something. And I'm not for pushing any fear mongering or pushing any
conspiracy theories. You got to do like this conspiracy theories.
Yeah, but the fact is a fact. These things are happening, and then when you
not just in the U.S., like in other parts of the world,
they happen. See, Italy. That's why I'm like, is this a war? Right? Because this place. Okay, now another thing. Ohio happens to be one of the biggest states where it has independent farms. Right?
Whose shit is that?
So there's so many ways you could. Yeah, there's so many ways you can slice that, right? If you want to dive down this rabbit hole. Again, Ohio is just so coincidence that Ohio has like thousands of independent farmers whose crops have been affected by this. And
the water, everything.
Everything. So now, again, those farms where those mom and pop farms where one, you most likely got good food, grass fed, non-GMO,
all that's going to be contaminated,
fresher minerals. That, and also now we're going to have to rely more on the government issued farms that have these fucking protocol and the GMOs and creating lab products.
It's all by design.
It has to, bro. Be. They designed and everything, even CMOS, bro. Like, and everyone's like, yo, CMOS. Even CMOS is being genetically created, bro, inside pools and stuff. And again, whatever. It's if you're taking this stuff, I'm sure there has to be some nutritional value to it, and it's better to do that than do anything else. And it also opens up another conversation, like a deeper one. Maybe resources are getting that scarce that this is why these things have to happen. You know what I mean? Like they have to do this. We could be looking at it from a negative point, and meanwhile they're like, "What else do you want us to do?"
Well, there's but there's people that's prepared for shit like this. There's people that go out hunting and they have enough fucking deer meat for a couple of years.
I'm not buying into that whole there's not enough resources. Bro, did you hear that the whole entire globe could fit in Texas? All 9 billion people could live in Texas.
Oh, okay, people wise. I mean, it wouldn't be a lot of room, but
so and there's what I'm saying, there's so much space in the US that's not even touched. So many countries, rural areas that
landscape. So, but back to this thing in Ohio, right? Real quick, because it was a train derailment. So a lot of it has to do with, they have measures set up, legal measures, so that they have to abide by a certain protocol and standard. And they, I'm not phrasing this correctly, but they didn't. Through a couple of administrations going back to before Trump, they didn't do the right thing to push these whatever restrictions on these rail companies so that something like this eventually can happen. And there's no accountability. So anyway, but aside from that, have you seen the pictures of the black cloud of smoke going up into the atmosphere?
Shit looks scary.
So it can't be just contained to there. Like, isn't that shit gonna travel?
It's already passed here from what I heard.
All right. So we're in New York. We're about I checked the map. We're about 300 miles from that part of Ohio.
That water
more or less. I'm sorry.
Affected the Mississippi River.
I'm sorry, not like 700 miles.
Yeah. That's like 6 hours away, 6 to 8 hours away.
Yeah. So can't be that. That's not that far from us, bro. We're in New York. So then what? Like, what are the long-term effects of this? It's an ecological disaster.
There's so many ways if we're gonna there's so many rabbit holes to jump into.
I know, but it's not even a rabbit hole. Like, we're talking facts.
The fact is that something suspicious happened.
Yeah.
We don't know what is the reason behind it. So, and there's so many reasons, right? It could
forget about the reason for the reason, whatever. It could be whatever, but it happened and it exists, right? So what is the long-term detrimental outcome of this? Our food, our water, the air we breathe, like, how is this going to affect everything?
Ask the people in Flint, Michigan, who still have contaminated water,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know it's when it comes time to that. It is so crazy that we're, this is a bunch of Instagram memes, but how can Biden and our administration be over there in Ukraine when we have issues here that we
sending billions? Well, I'll tell you why.
Because in Michigan, Flint, still fucking drinking nasty water.
We'll get political for just a half a minute, but it's all business, bro. It's all business. Because they're giving out no big contracts out there to rebuild all the weapons. These are all the companies and corporations that are benefiting from that war, which we don't know what it could lead to. If Russia decides one day, you know what, fucking, I'm tired of this bullshit. It just decides to fucking launch his whole fucking, you know what I mean? I don't even want to, But
a lot of things could happen. I think that the part that keeps me balanced and like to zen is that the worst could have already happened. It could have already happened at any point. So I'm convinced that it's not going to happen. And I think that there's just different simultaneous. I feel like every decision you make puts you on track to a frequency that you want to live. If you want to live a fearful life and be so mindful of all the negative things that happen in the world, your life is going to be covered and it's always going to display that. So you're going to attract that. If you tap into a different frequency, whatever you're tapping into is what you're going to get. And like, bro, like during the pandemic, all hell was breaking loose. But that goodness, wifey and I and a small circle, we just created a whole sub-life and community outside of that. Just we even watched the news, bro.
We didn't give in to the fear mongering. I mean, it's real. Like man. we're not denying. We all caught it. It's a real thing, but it wasn't like doomsday the way they were trying to sell it to us.
That now, man, and they're openly admitting that now. Man, this is what this reminds me of. Remember Apocalypto? That scene.
I never saw that movie, bro. It's crazy. I never saw it.
You had to have seen this scene where. So they remember that indigenous tribe.
That's Mel Gibson.
That didn't allow any outsiders or anything, right? And they were very spiritual. And once one of the tribesmen started like being influenced by outsiders and everything, and he felt fear for the first time. And it's crazy how the elders in the tribe looked at fear like a disease. It's crazy, bro. How I can't even. I'll do it no justice if I try to.
I need to watch that movie. Fear. I need to watch that movie. I haven't seen it.
He broke down fear like it's a disease, and he said it infected you and it's going to destroy you. And to dive a little bit deeper, that's what happens, bro. Fear embodies itself in your body in whatever area you give it room to. And it all depends on your habits, on what your living lifestyle is and what you're doing. And it'll position itself somewhere where it's convenient in there. Because you literally, you feed it. You cultivate the fear in your
ear. Yeah. And you make it grow.
Dope. You got to watch that.
No, for sure.
We're gonna find that skit and we're going to release it with this one.
Yo, why are you playing with that stick like that, though?
Yo, God, pause.
Yo, you're gonna start playing the drums. No, you're gonna start playing bolts and hoes. Speaking of facts,
music.
Yo, speaking of facts, what's up with the fucking Wu-tang? The new Wu-tang season is finally out. So
that shit is so inspiring, son. I love it. That shit brings me back to that.
I think we might have spoken it a little bit. Yeah. So what do you think of the actors that are portraying the Wu members?
So far, accurate? So good. I mean, I think they embellish a little on everything, but it's fine. I think we should expect that. But I think so far, there's so many of them. And I like how they're giving us little windows into conversations they had. Like I didn't ever know about that master killer issue. Right?
It might have been for drama though, because remember in the first season,
that's true too.
Raekwon shooting up Ghostface's fucking crib up like that. Maybe that.
I heard that was true too.
Really?
True. Yeah.
Really? So they were beefing at first, and then they became like right-hand mans and shit.
Right-hand mans. But like we said, it could have been one little argument that just got blown up out of proportion, right? And they just made it.
So the shit with Master Killer, right? Ray was like,
it's like, yo, what's up? Like, oh shit, okay.
Like, is he a member or what I mean?
But I love how they're giving you in your windows of like Jizza when he was writing labels.
Yeah. Labels.
That song Labels, and he was coming up with the hook and Old Dirty Bastard is the one that helped him with the hook.
Yeah. Came to give out the name. Yo, that Old Dirty episode kind of lost me a little.
Yo, we gotta play that shit.
You heard that Old Dirty? The ODB episode kind of threw me off a little. That whole like.
Well, if you notice,
it was like a dream.
That episode, that little artsy, hipster kind of crazy perception. I don't know if they're tripping on that shit. They smoked angel dust for that.
But man, it does take me back because we're from that era, and to see it come like be redone like that, it's pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope. I wish they would have shown fucking Brooklyn Zoo though. Yo, shout out to True Master. That Old Dirty Bastard episode should have had Brooklyn Zoo playing on it.
What do you mean?
They didn't play Brooklyn Zoo on the ODB episode. Like that was his hit song. They never played it once.
Well, which one they played? The video?
They played Shimmy Shimmy Y'all, Shimmy Yam, yeah. Shimmy Shimmy Y'all, because I think RZA
that was probably one of his biggest hits too.
Bro, Brooklyn Zoo was his single. Why didn't they play it?
Yeah. But did it? What was the video for? And was that True Master's?
True Master produced Brooklyn Zoo, bro. Shame on you when you step through to the Old Dirty Bastard. Brooklyn. MCs came, tell them about the name. Some had to smoke cocaine to act sane. For he rock on so plain spot. Building to be your refrigerator trap. All right, copyright.
Oh, that was so fire, bro. I love how they got the chessboards out.
Shit is too swift to write and record and write it down.
Yo, I love how Ray and Ghost are getting in their bag, right? And they're showing you the picture and the tidbits of how they moved into the whole Wu Gambino.
Oh, that's the next episode. They got to show the whole Cuban Link album getting put together.
Son, but they're already, giving you in your windows about it. Remember, he was like, yo, man, Ghost, I need you on this. Like every song, it's just us, and they're building that. And then they're showing the shows on that. And then they even showed that when You God was like, yo, where my killer tape at, son? He's like, yo, I lent it to you, bro. Like, and then even when You God his
so he was tight. His son got shot. Before that, we'll get to that because that's the big thing. But before that, remember he was tight
weirdness
with Method Man. With Method Man, he's like, "Why you sending me on this interview? You know that motherfucker talks too much." Like he was a little like jelly about because remember, Meth album already came out. He was already promoting his solo album.
But you know what? You can't fault him, right, or any of them because. Look at Jizza, right?
Meth was the most marketable.
Not at
because of his
at
voice.
Any point right now do you see Jizza complaining, oh, yo, why my shit didn't come out first or this? He's not even upset at that. Whoever is working and whoever is like producing, that's who's doing it. And Method Man, and look, you can't take away talent. Like Method Man stood out. Old Dirty Bastard stood out. Inspect the Deck stood out. Inspect the Deck's album
didn't come out for a minute.
Because remember that's because of that his beats and everything got.
All right, so can we talk about that for a second? Can we talk about that? Yeah, his beats, he lost a lot of beats. They haven't mentioned, because remember who was doing a lot besides True Master. They haven't mentioned him yet, but they haven't mentioned
else.
Mathematics.
And right now
he did a lot of
RZA you're doing all of RZA.
So are they going to mention them?
Everybody's beats. They have to. Well, I think they segued a little into when he was like, "Oh, does that mean?" Remember when they got that bootlegger and they put him into the bus?
And
he's like, "Does that mean I'm part of Wu-tang?" Get the fuck out of here! Part of Wu-tang. But then maybe this is how they create the killer bees.
That's Power.
Like, okay.
So you see, Power is like he's like the street hustler mindset, and Divine is the corporate. Fucking businessman. Bro, they had...
He's still grimy too. He's like, yo, send me one of those L's. I'm going to come back from one of those L's later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy because did you see the documentary on Showtime, the Wu-Tang documentary with the real life?
Oh, I didn't.
Bro, you have to see that. You have to see that because you know why? Matter of fact, when y'all come through, I got Showtime here. I'll put it on. Because Divine is being interviewed by himself. So they must have had a falling. I don't know, maybe they made up by now, but he was getting interviewed by himself. So they must have had some type of differences with him. And so in the documentary, the whole crew is together. Ghost, Ray, Meth, they're sitting in like a theater getting interviewed, and they're showing. I saw. Okay, that, yeah. Okay, but Divine was by himself. So something must have happened with him, and that's RZA's brother.
I think he kind of preemptively gives you a little bit of that by saying to RZA, "Let them hate me."
Let them hate me.
Right? He was like, going to the. So I love how they're building this. I mean, it gets a little cheesy, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And they make RZA a little too rigid.
Right.
I don't think RZA was that rigid, bro.
What do you mean by rigid?
Whatever. Like his personality, like all of them sometimes a little awkward. Like,
yeah.
Just what the fuck? Why would you?
Yeah. The kid that plays him is a good actor, but he doesn't really resemble RZA like that. The other Wu members do, like Deck.
Now the beard is kind of a little. Ray, he's not as much, but he's getting that walk locked in.
Ghostface.
They
all rocking the low. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man. I love that, man.
Yeah, because it takes you back, bro. Oh man, Spidey, yo.
Son.
Did you see that clip I sent you?
Spider-Verse.
You see that clip I sent you? I think I sent it to you and Ramon about why did they delete that scene from one of the I think it was the second man, Spider-Man Far From Home. Did you see that clip?
You just sent it right now, right?
No, I sent it earlier.
Delete it. I mean, bro, but today.
Bro, that clip was sick.
I think it was a good idea to delete.
He's fucking with his Tony Stark suit.
Oh.
It was a whole action sequence. Fire. Why did they delete that? He's beating up a bunch of dudes. Fire. He's getting shot at. Son, it's crazy.
Yeah, this is fire. I don't know why.
Why did they delete that?
Man, what movie was this in? This was
the second one, Far From Home. This is after Endgame. That's after Tony Stark dies and he has his spacesuit.
Yeah,
he has his Tony Stark suit.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't know why.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so we were talking about the Wu. This is the last season. It's only 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So they gotta go over a lot of shit.
So they have to do that. They have to who else had a solo album? Okay, they still didn't mention Jizz's album. So they gotta mention Jizz's album.
They're kind of alluding to it a little bit. I don't think they're going to cover everybody's album.
Mets.
Yeah. And
the only ones that really kind of went platinum. I know Jizza went platinum. I know Meth went platinum.
Well, Bobby Digital? Bobby Digital? Oh, you said Jizza. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jizza.
Did Jizza go platinum or he went gold? I mean, Liquid Swords. Liquid Swords is my favorite album. I still have it on
CD. That's a Google Bull.
That's a Google Bull offense. No, so I was gonna say, why haven't? Remember, I think it was in the first season they showed Capadonna in jail. Remember that? He was talking about Represent Park Hill. He was in jail. He was locked up, but then they never. No, Capadonna, and then they never showed him again.
Oh yeah, yo,
they never showed him again. Where's Capadonna at? Because he dropped a solo album.
His recently platinum Magnus Opus Liquid represents Shark Town. Yeah. It is.
Liquid Swords?
It's platinum.
Dope. That's dope. But yeah, so there's a lot.
During that time, they ruled the world, bro. I like how they even spoke about how Puff made that beat and
it's not Wu-Tang.
You know, he acts old dirty. He's like, yeah, he's like, wait, he's like, yo, it's dope, but it's not.
It's not Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
and that's why the RZA did like 8 remixes to that song. Remember that shit had like 3 remixes.
And do you see the conversation between RZA and how weird it was? You didn't find out? It was weird, bro.
The conversations
that's what I mean.
With RZA and
between RZA and Puff. When Puff saw him in front of the studio.
Yeah. He wasn't like
that was
really
the most
feeling
weirdest, awkward conversation. It's just
like he didn't want to run into.
What's wrong with you, bro? So that's what I mean. Like he definitely wasn't that awkward. Well, he isn't that awkward.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a vegan. He's been a vegan for like 8 years now.
So what you trying to say? Vegans are awkwards?
Yeah. All right. So the way it ends.
You know what's funny? I feel sidebar. I feel like every vegan that I knew has now went back to meat. Okay, so what's inside of these foods? The only way to duplicate them is to make synthetic vitamins for this stuff. So it doesn't even get absorbed in your. Do you know why they tell you take with meals? Because the only way for it to be absorbed in your body means it has to be absorbed through food. And they want to guarantee, it's still a hit or miss ratio to how much of it is actually absorbed. Bro.
Like that Beyond Meat.
Yeah, man.
All that shit is good, though.
Those fake stuff like sweeteners, anything low fat, don't have none of that. Because look, this is what happens, right? This is what actually creates diabetes, bro. You have these fake sweeteners on foods, right? And when your body gets it, your pancreas is what creates like your liver and all. It creates the glucose to absorb the food, right? But when it sees it, it comes in, it gets registered as glucose, sugar, but it's not. So now it doesn't. So now another secretion, another chemical has to be created in place of it. And I'm forgetting the chemical that actually sidebar that, but when it's not. No, but what your body is creating in place of it, because it's not looking at it like it's actually glucose. So when it's getting processed, it's damaging your pancreas, is damaging your liver. I'll have it better written. I don't have the terminology for it and the definition of it, but it's fucking crazy how we're taking these because we think they're fewer in calories, but they're destroying our organs. Any food you get in, what breaks it down are the enzymes. So this is why it's even recommended to not even guzzle water. Even with your own water, some of your saliva should come down. Some of your saliva should go down with every bite you have. That's why I always say chew your food, make sure you eat your food slowly, because what starts breaking it down is in your mouth. The enzyme, the saliva in your mouth is what starts breaking down the food.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. So what breaks down the foods are enzymes, and what creates the enzymes are your pancreas. And your pancreas, if you have 45 different kind of foods coming in, your body has to create 45 enzymes to so it's like, this is what damages the pancreas.
I have supplements for digestive enzymes.
Yeah, we have probiotics, prebiotics, all of that stuff are really, really good. Like cabbage is really good. I even went back to eating like some yogurt. That's the only time I really have dairy, is to eat a really good yogurt, because yogurt's a really good probiotics.
Probiotics, yeah. I like that probiotics shit. You know what I'm saying? Got to do a song about it.
Yeah, and that's my health kick of the day. But
that's good to know, bro.
Aside from that,
I think.
There was something.
I think we pretty much covered everything. I think we covered everything.
But, I wanted to get into this last episode, but I really didn't get a chance to. But speaking about health, just
go for it.
Health is very important, man. You guys got to really take care of yourselves. I had 2 cousins that passed away last month, which is very sad, and
my condolences.
Lifestyle is everything, man. Yeah, thank you, brother. Habits are so important. You have to. Only you is going to take care of you. You're the only person that's going to look out for you, and just remember that. And every habit that we tack onto, that it's going to resonate, it's going to translate in our body. even working out sometimes, like too much fatigue, and, your body needs rest. It's a moderation. The moderation, that's the key to life. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's why I eat, some junk food every now and then too, because I want to make my body resilient to that as well. If you are too off of that, every now and then when you do have it, it's going to fuck your body up way more, because you kind of, it's like the cure isn't the poison, but it's all about the doses, So it's like very, very, very little bit to kind of allow your body to understand that and be able to process it and eat it with good foods, Definitely, if you're having pizza or something, follow, make sure you're not drinking Coke or Pepsi with that Pepsi, with that pizza. Wait a couple of minutes, drink some water after. Follow, like, there's even certain habits of eating. Like when you eat, you shouldn't technically drink liquids till after you eat, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Because
you're washing away the enzymes.
And you're messing up your digestive system, to the digestion process. But anyway, just take care of yourselves, man, and tell your family, man. Try to link up with your family. I have a big family, so we saw each other, and even now, like, we have to. I just saw my cousin last week. Shout out to my cousin Dave. It was his birthday. Then we linked up. We're trying to really keep seeing each other, because life happens. I get it, but
yeah, man, life is too short. Life is too short, man.
So definitely tell anyone out there, your family you haven't spoke to in a minute, just
tell them you love
them up randomly. Yo, love you guys. What's good? Let's plug in. Let's tap in.
I think there's no better way to wrap it up than that, brother. Like, stay.
What did we miss? I wanted some funny shit. Damn, what the fuck was it? Oh, the crocodile, the alligator that they found in Central Park. Did you hear about that shit?
Yes, I did. I did hear about that.
They called it Godzilla. It was like 4 feet. So apparently it was domesticated, and then
did it swim down from Florida? It swam down from Florida.
I think it was somebody had him as a pet.
Oh, well, he ran away from home?
No, I think he got too big, and they wanted to create a movie. You don't remember back in the day, there was that movie, the alligator movie. He grew like some fucking.
Wasn't it? Wait, I'm sorry. Wait. Time out. Wasn't it in Brooklyn? Wasn't it by Prospect Park? Oh, it was Central Park. It was in the city?
Yes.
Or maybe there's another alligator by you then.
Yo, there's no alligators, Carl.
Watch out for them. Watch out for them Crocs.
The other trivial stuff. Well, not trivial, because this story is actually crazy. So there was this dude who he was on a boat, and he got separated at sea, and he ended up on a raft by the Dominican Republic, and he spent 24 days in the ocean. He ended up in Colombia. Wifey knows every Colombian fucking story and shit. So he ended up in Cartagena, and what he survived off of was fucking ketchup packets and seasoning. So now Heinz wants to like sponsor him and like,
get out. You can survive off ketchup packets?
Oh, for 24 days.
Damn.
Probably.
What about water, though? What about water?
I'm sure he had water too, but you know how important sodium is? So sodium is like the electrolytes in your body.
Right.
It's one of the things I was learning. My cousin was, when I went to go see him, and his body was lacking sodium. So it's not like, which makes you think, right? It's not just about hydration, not just water, but electrolytes, which also equate to sodium, but good sodium.
Yeah, well,
so,
that's why I'm sorry that I have these electrolyte powders, right? Like you have a little bit of a drink, like you drinking the night before. Yeah,
you got to do it preemptively, God. You got to drink that at night before you go to sleep, and then you wake up and you're feeling all right.
Yeah, those are full of electrolytes. Shout out to Liquid IV.
Liquor with fruits. You know what I'm saying? They'll just throw a bunch of. What you do is freeze the fruit, right? And now it's frozen, and then you just mix it with water, and then you put the liquor in there, and the fruit is the mixer. You know what I mean? And it's natural electrolytes. It's actually real sugar. People are always so like, oh, sugar, fruits, they have so much sugar, don't eat. But then they'll turn around and go eat something fucking crazy. Are you fucking kidding me?
Have a tub of ice cream with fucking syrup.
And it's the most retarded thing, bro. I know people that, I'm like, I recommend eating fruits at night when you get, oh, no, there's so much sugar in that. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much. These fruits... this is the thing. A lot of the foods that we eat so carelessly are for medicinal uses as well. Every fruit has a purpose. They all have benefits to them. Everything we eat should have a benefit to it,
Exactly. I agree. So yeah, man. Let's leave it on that note. Take care of your bodies. Don't eat a lot of too much junk food. Balance it out. Stay active. Breathe. Stretch, have sex,
movement,
sleep,
a lot of sex,
take a shit, have some pizza, and good night, folks.
Yo, love
Catch you on the next one.
So next time, actually, we're gonna have some guests and some more nerd talk on the next one.
Oh yes. Shout out to Prince. You're gonna be our next guest.
Prince, shout out to Iz. Shout out to
Iz.
Even Ramon. We're gonna have some.
We're gonna do some more
nerd talk. Yeah.
Some crazy nerd talk. So yeah, bro. Let them know for the next one. We went a little over today. This episode is probably gonna be like 3 hours, but it's all good. All right, y'all.
Yo, we back, bitches.
Back later, brother. I'll see you soon. Peace. Old school, new school, need to learn though.